Guys, thank you so much for pressing play. I am Naj, the Tarot Snob, also known as Gypsy Hustle to some of you on Instagram. Thanks so much for tuning in. I am going to be starting part one on how to read tarot. That's right. This is probably the most Googled video when it comes to tarot cards. So thank you again for actually stopping on this one. I want to say that I have been reading tarot cards for coming up on 20 years now. I started back in the year 2000. I started just reading friends and family for free and just kind of having fun with it. Back when I was learning, I didn't have social media. I didn't have Google. I didn't have Pinterest. I didn't have any of the tools that we all have now. It was just kind of me, my deck, and my intuition. That's all I had to help me with learning. I had a little tiny book as well that came with my deck. And, some of those, the foundation of what the cards mean, lies in that book definitely. But I didn't have anything to turn to. I didn't have any friends or any family members or anybody that was into tarot. It was not as popular as it is now. So I was just thrown to the wolves and I was just kind of on my own. But again, after 20 years, I am glad that I learned the hard way because it has definitely helped me to become the successful reader that I am today. So what I'm going to do is start with step one. And step one to me is probably the most important. And I would say learning, getting familiar with the images in your deck. Okay. I would say, first, let me say I suggest the Rider-Waite deck because it is kind of, it's tarot 101. Like if you're learning basic tarot card reading, then I would say start with this deck because the images are the most clear in this deck. The images are probably the most clear in this deck than any. And plus this is like the first tarot deck. So you definitely want to start with, the beginning. Okay. And again, the images are so clear. For my beginners, step one is to familiarize yourself with the images in the tarot. It is very, 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 very important that you put that book away. That you put that book away, okay? Before you begin to pick up the book, before you begin to Google, before you begin to ask all of your peeps around you, what does this card mean? I want you to study the images yourself and come up with your own definition. You look at the Two of Cups and tell me what you see when you look at the Two of Cups. Do you see two people giving each other goods? Do you see two people forming a partnership? Do you see two people in love? Do you see two people disagreeing? Do you see two people meeting? You may see something totally different than the next reader, and that's why it's so important for you to put your own definition on the card. Don't pick up the book first. Don't pick up that textbook reading because I can tell you right now it's going to take a long time for you to learn the definition for each one of these cards. It will take a long time. It's 20 years in. I still don't know what the textbook definition of any of the pages mean. I have no idea. Okay, I created my own meaning and it has helped me tremendously. Okay, so do not read that book. Not yet. I'm not saying you can't ever pick up the book. I'm not saying you can't ever Google. I'm just saying when you're starting out, I want you to put your own definition first. The reason why is because it's just like a painting, for instance. If you have a painting on a wall and you get 10 artists in a room and say, what's your opinion of this painting? What do you think that this painting says? What do you think this painting means? What does it mean to you? How does it make you feel? You're going to get 10 different ideas. You're going to get some people who see happiness in it, some who see sadness in it. Some people might see it as a sexual painting. Some people might see it as something that's evil. Everyone's going to get a different interpretation from that particular painting, and it is the exact same thing with the tarot cards. The images speak to all of us in different ways, and we all see something that's different. So that's why before you let the book tell you what each card means, let your intuition tell you what each card means. The Ace of Pentacles, when you look at this, what do you see? Look at it. What do you see? What does that mean to you? When I pull this card in the reading, it means that somebody's got something coming soon. Possibly got some money coming soon. It could also mean that they have ideas coming soon. It could also mean somebody's going to give them something very soon. The Ace of Pentacles for me is a very good card. And you can look at the images. It's literally somebody giving somebody something. Okay, so, and it's a pentacle. A pentacle represents money. So it could literally mean somebody's giving you some money sometime soon. Hold on one second. I'm going to turn my light back on. It's driving me crazy that it went off in the middle of my video. But anyway, so the Hermit, correct several things. Don't read the textbook. The Temperance, we know that always means balance, but balance of what? King of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. What does this card right here mean? Here's the Ten of Wands. What do you see? Look at it. Do you see a person who's carrying a load? Do you see a person that's overwhelmed? Do you see a person that's maybe stealing? Do you see a person that has a lot? Do you see a person that's gaining a lot? Do you see a person that's losing a lot? Do you see a person that's walking with a lot? Do you see a person that's carrying the word on his shoulders? Like, these could mean good, this could mean bad. What does it mean to you? Because what's going to happen is when you start to download information, the guides are going to let the cards the guides are going to, you're going to pull the cards that the guides know you're going to interpret the way that they want you to interpret it. You get what I'm saying? So it's like if this card to me means that a person is overwhelmed, you know, and I'm doing a reading about love and the person is happy, they're not going to send me this card, because for me, I see that as it being the person is overwhelmed. But if you're someone who sees this as maybe that they are walking away with a whole lot, or they're coming into a whole lot, they're gaining a whole lot, they're getting a whole lot from this relationship, then the guides will let this card fall for you. That way you can relate to that person like, hey, I see you have a lot coming. You're holding on to a lot. You've got a lot. You're doing a lot. You are doing very, very well in your relationship. So they'll have this card for you fall because of the way that you see it, if that makes sense. So that's why it's important that you give the definition to your deck and that you don't let the deck give you the definition. You choose what you think each image means. It's very think that teaching yourself what the cards mean is, like I've already stated, that it's easier to remember than trying to read the textbook. And then I also think that, you know, it makes your intuition spikes, like it spikes your intuition. This card means something when it's by itself, and it's going to mean several different things when it's paired with other cards, okay? And so what I also encourage you to do is whenever you lay, and we'll just use these three as an example, whenever you lay your cards down, you know, you focus on your cards. What story does it tell? What are you seeing when you put these three cards together? What are you seeing? A person? Are you seeing an event? Are you hearing any kind of messages? Is this happening now? Did this already happen? Or is this something that's going to happen? Definitely depends on what you're seeing and the messages that you're downloading. Sometimes if you are not getting an answer, if you're not getting a clear answer with three, then of course that's when you have to add some more to it. There's my guy again, the Nine of Cups. Sometimes you've got to add more cards to it, and that will tell more of a story. So again, learning the images, it's going to be, or I should say remembering the images and learning the definitions that you create for them is going to be very helpful when you're giving tarot card readings, rather than depending on the textbook knowledge, because that textbook is going to take forever to remember. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, because I do remember, even though I have my own definition, I definitely remember the textbook answers for a lot of these cards as well. Like I said, except for the page, I don't remember the pages at all. I probably never will, but definitely my own definitions of the cards played the best role in me being a tarot card reader. So I definitely just wanted to share that with you. I hope that this was helpful. Again, I am Tarot Snob. You can email me at tarotsnob@gmail.com if you have more questions or you need me to do more videos. Also, I am on Instagram, gypsy_hustle__ on my Instagram page. I do free tarot readings, free yes or no questions. So a lot of people, a lot of my followers, you know, you check my story and I'll announce it. If you have a question, you can submit it through the question box of my story, and I just kind of answer it yes or no, depending on if the guides tell me to. I'll give you a little bit more detailed information. So again, tarotsnob@gmail.com, or you can just come to Instagram, gypsy_hustle__ and you can send me an inbox or inbox me something if you want to set up a reading, or if you have further questions, or if you want to need me to do any other kinds of videos. So thank you so much, guys, and I hope that this was helpful to you.